On the probe connected to Tunisha's suicide. As the probe now intensifies, the cops now reach the studio where Tunisha ended her life. Ornaments of Tunisha's body to go for forensics. Forensic of Tunisha's clothes to be done today. This is the latest coming in on Tunisha's suicide as the police probing into the case find they've in fact reached Tunisha's the spot of death. Probe now escalating with the cops reaching her studio where Tunisha ended her life. Ornaments of Tunisha's body to go for forensics at this point. The forensic lab will be testing everything that was on her, around her, all to confirm and corroborate that this was indeed everything to do with Tunisha. Forensic of Tunisha's clothes also to be done today. And this will, of course, slightly be clear on whether there is a lot more to this, whether there's the DNA of anyone else's on her clothes or her ornaments. Was this foul play? The death of Tunisha at this point, was this murder or was this suicide indeed? Yes, she was found hanging in the makeup room, but was she pushed to take her own life? Was this murder? Is something that the cops would investigate, and all this would be very clear with the DNA samples being sent, with the clothes being thoroughly checked, her ornaments that she was wearing that day. All of that will be checked to the forensic lab. It will be sent to the forensics, and their report would really give a big boost at this point to the police investigating the case. The cops now will be sending the ornaments present on Tunisha's body to Kalina Forensic Lab today, along with this forensic examination of Tunisha's clothes will also be done. Dipesh Tripathi joining us for a little more on that. Dipesh, a quick word on this forensics investigation, as we believe the cops have just about arrived at the studio where Tunisha allegedly took her life, and all of that, samples of her clothes, her ornaments, etc., and all the things that belong to her right there in that studio will be sent to the forensics lab. Tell us, what exactly is the police trying to find through this route of investigation?
Yes, a team of Bollywood police station has been visiting to studio where Tunisha has committed a suicide, and they were looking the spot, and they were going to do the inspection of the spot, and they were trying to find out the reason and all the consequences before and at the time of when Tunisha committed the suicide, and also the to the body and Tunisha's ornaments and clothes which she was wearing at the time of her suicide, that has been going to send to the Kalina Forensic Lab for the testing, as she was on the shoot when she committed the suicide, and she was wearing her character's dress and ornaments which was seized by the police and which was sent by the police for the DNA for the forensic lab for the testing. And right now police is trying to find out each and every evidence or each and every piece of evidence which they can find out. They don't want to lose any loose end, as police is trying to locate and trying to configure the consequence, actually what happened that day and how did it happen. That is the most important thing which police will going to be find out.
All right. Thank you very much, Dipesh, for joining us on that. Huge development coming in the probe, as the cops have just landed at the studio where Tunisha is said to have allegedly taken her life, and all the ornaments, her clothes, etc., all that belongs to Tunisha will be sent to the forensics lab, only to try and understand if there's any foul play in this case. Was she pushed to take her life? Was this murder, or was it indeed suicide? A little bit after the forensic test will be clear if this is, or if there is anyone else's involvement, then the DNA will be matched. All of that will be useful in this investigation as the police now intensify the probe.